So today we are honored to meet a millennial feminist, or let's say female entrepreneur, interested only in the empowerment of like girls and ladies from the millennials. Daliesha, could you please introduce yourself and your business?
Hi everyone, I am Daliesha, a millennial empowerment catalyst, where I get to encourage, inspire, and empower young women around the world who are lacking in the area of self-doubt, self-worth, and self-confidence. And once we establish our self-confidence, then our ladies are truly equipped to creating the life that they want. That's me, Daliesha, the millennial empowerment catalyst. Thank you for being here.
That is great, Daliesha. So how did you get interested in this area?
Great question. Well, it all started at age 9 when my voice was taken from me. You may ask, how was it taken from me? How was it taken from me? Well, at age 9, my mother was diagnosed with a mental disorder. And because of that, it tore my world into pieces. My heart was torn. And at that stage, I began to develop low self esteem, depression. I was on the side of suicidal. I was on the side of suicidal. But I didn't do it. And this followed me through my adulthood life, where I began to question why me? What is going on with my family? Why I had to go through this? And then I learned that, hey, life doesn't happen to you, but it happened for you. So I got the word that, hey, what you're going through, other young women are going through the same thing. And this is when I use my pain as a catalyst to help encourage, inspire, and empower young women that they don't have to allow their circumstances to determine who they are, but they can get up and rise up again. That's why I choose to go into this field.
That is awesome. So my next question here, Daliesha, like what areas or what, let's say, insecurities would you focus on?
Hmm, when you think about it, there's plenty of insecurity, things that leads up to insecurity, rejection, self-doubt, limiting belief, negative thoughts, self-sabotage. It's plenty things that leads to insecurity. So when you look at it, insecurity is a big field. So I'm going to be focusing on those areas, pinpointing on a little of each one of those areas. You know,
Yeah.
how does that sound?
Could you explain a little more about these areas? What do you mean?
Okay. Well, I understand that insecurity came from when you're focusing on things that people tell you. And you know that our thoughts are attached to our feelings. And this is what we believe. So when you really think about that, you could either dwell on those negative thoughts or you could just throw those thoughts away. I know it's easy said than done, right? But the point of the matter is, the more you dwell on these negative thoughts, the thoughts of insecurities, comparison, self doubt, self sabotage, the more insecure you're going to come and the more you allow these things to run your life. So you want to let insecurity run your life, or hey, I'm going to face this, I'm not going to digest it. Yes, the insecurities are there, but it's not going to ruin my life. The choice is yours. But tell you one thing, I decided to say, you know what? I'm going to face it. I'm going to face it.
That's a very brave decision, Daliesha. So my question here, do you think that young ladies and especially millennial ladies are more prone to these kinds of securities more than the other gender, I mean?
I believe so because when you look at it, the world portray our celebrity, our stars, when you look on any social media platform, it always about the nice body, the nice shape, having the good cars, the good man, all of this. So I believe that all of these things build up insecurity because when you think about it, you're comparing yourself with these persons. Am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Am I beautiful? You know? So I believe that, hey, yes, these are some of the things that cause insecurity. So yeah.
So my follow-up question here,
And I do think that it is
yeah,
more prevalent.
go ahead, please.
It is more prevalent in females, not, I don't believe that male have more insecurities than females. We are emotional beings. So we look at our emotion, our minds with. Whereas for a guy, you don't even think that much. It is what it is. But us, we gotta make sure it's perfect, it's done, that kind of way. So yeah, it is prevalent more in female.
Yeah, so my next question here, like you millennials, you came after many generations that have gone before you, and these generations must have passed like enough experience, enough knowledge, enough articles, and enough science on the internet and on everywhere. Like, how does this fit into you, the millennial ladies' mentality? Like there is a plenty of knowledge out there. How can you compare between these securities and the availability of this knowledge?
Okay, when you look at it, the internet has plenty information, but there is nothing more better when you have the one-on-one talk with someone to say, hey, this is what I'm facing, and I need you to help me with this. Pinpoint this that I need help in, and then I keep you accountable. The internet is just there to give you the feed you the information, information overload. You wouldn't take accountable to take any action, right? Once you have that accountability partner, you'd be like, what? I need to be accountable. I need to be accountable to him. I need to be accountable to her to make that decision, because you don't want to be in a space where you're just taking in the information and not applying the information. I mean, I don't think that makes sense. If you're trying to grow from your insecurities, if you're trying to grow from any area of your life, I believe that, hey, the internet is good, but there's nothing better than having that one-on-one coaching or that one-on-one person that you can talk to and keep you accountable for your action, because we tend to do the things more once we have accountability. Now, on our own, we could stroll the internet as much as we want, but I don't think we have the self-discipline enough to say, hey, I'm gonna do this. Not everyone has that self-discipline. Some persons need a hand. So I'm here to help that person who need that hand.
Yeah, so my
So
next question, yeah, that's great, Daliesha, from your side, really. So my next question here, like, okay, if you are talking to a lady or a young woman, how would a person decide that they need help?
how would the person decide? Well, that's a good question. To be honest, I can't force you to reach out for help. You have to have that with inside of you to say, hey, I need the help. I know I want to do this, but this is holding me back. And I feel the inner work inside of me saying, hey, we need to get this help on. I can look at you and say, hey, you need the help. But deep down, you don't need the help. I can't go by face value. I need to search with inside. So I believe that, hey, it starts from inside. I could tell you a story. When about 4 or 5 years ago, people would think I wasn't going through anything. I was saying about a story. I had working a perfect job, working a good job, face, makeup, hair nice, clothing is nice, but no one would ever thought I was going through. You know what? No one would ever thought. Once you look at her, wow, that's a nice girl, eh? But deep down, I was broken inside. Broken wasn't even the word, if there was another word after broken. But that's how I was inside until one day I say, you know what, Leisha? Life has to be more than just this. Life has to be more than just this. And so I reached out to get the help, the necessary help that I need to free myself, because all of that balls up in you, that's not healthy. It's not. So I had to release it and say, release my pride. That's number one. Release my pride by just asking for help. Asking for help is using wisdom, because at the end of the day, you're trying to help yourself. You're trying to reach for a higher goal. We can't be selfish in this thing. So yeah, it has
So,
to,
yeah, go ahead, Daliesha.
yeah, it has to be you. You must make the decision to say, hey, I need the help, and I'll reach out.
So, what would be your main techniques or your main strategies to teach these ladies to embrace the positive sides of themselves?
Use elevate, transform, and rise, release. We go through those three process. That's like a 3 months process. I keep you accountable. I give you the information that you need. And by the end of those 3 months, I guarantee you that you won't be the same person. I'm telling you, you won't be the same. So, yes, I just do a 3-step formula that's transform, elevate, and rise. Now you about to release.
Could you explain a little more about how each step works?
Okay, each step work. We use a root to rise. What's the cause of the problem? What's the cause of the problem? What's the block? What's causing you not to move? What's causing you not to love or embrace yourself the way you want to embrace yourself? Then after that, we tackle that problem. That's step 2. We tackle that problem. We go in deep into that problem. And then the third stage is where you are ready, where you begin to look at the problems again and say, well, do I think I still feel some type of way? Or am I ready to release now? So it's looking at the end result. We compare the end result from the beginning result, and there you have it right there. We also do practical work where we have a private Facebook group, and you get to talk, you get to interact with other persons, be accountable to other persons, and then there's a one-on-one coaching where I get to check up on you and see how you're doing and what steps are improving. And if you're feeling stuck, then we can talk about it. So yeah, that's basically our steps.
So now you are facing the millennials. What would your main messages be?
My main message will be to millennials that don't allow your circumstances to determine who you are. And it's okay that your life isn't going the way you want it to go. We are not perfect. But hey, it starts with you. You must make the investment in you to get up from that spot, that blanket of hopelessness. You have to say in your mind, hey, it's more to life than this, the way I did. And once you agree to that, reach out for help. Reach out for help. There's nothing wrong with reaching out for help. And maybe you don't need a coach. Maybe you just need a trusted friend to keep you accountable or to mentor you, that kind of way. So, yeah. And then always remember that no matter what you're going through, you are loved, you are special, you are enough, and you are important. So that's what I'll leave with my millennials. Yeah.
It has been more than enough, more than special talking to you, Daliesha, today. Really, these are fantastic and really amazing ideas helping these young ladies at this age. Thank you so much for that, indeed.
Thank you too. And it was a pleasure being on this show. I really enjoyed the conversation and hope we can do this again sometime.
Certainly. Thank you.